Good morning. Welcome to First Unitarian Church of St. Louis. My name is Michael Hunter, he, him, his, and I am a worship assistant. We are glad you could join us this Sunday, either in person or online. If you are a visitor or newcomer, we'd like to extend a special welcome. And if you are new to our congregation, be sure to fill out a newcomer form found in the live stream description or in the lobby of the church. After the service, you are invited downstairs for coffee, donuts, and fellowship. If you're attending online, you can connect with each other in the chat. And don't forget that link for virtual coffee hour can be found in your weekly e-news. We especially want to welcome any families with children. You can connect with Danielle Kozemchek, Director of Religious Education, for information about our religious education programs for children and youth, or click on the link in the description. Later in the service, there is an opportunity to share personal joys and sorrows. You can submit yours via the online form, or you can find the link in your order of service in the live stream description, or simply aim your smartphone at the QR codes right over there around the sanctuary. There are several announcements this morning. The Outreach and Community Engagement Summit 2 begins at 11:15 this morning in Hope Chapel. Building on our work in the first meeting, in part 2, we will review how to evaluate and choose social action projects and decide which specific projects to pursue. All are welcome, even if you are not able to attend the first meeting. First Unitarian Church of St. Louis has an official TikTok channel. Woo! TikTok. I love it, yes. One of the best ways to grow our community is to share our stories. You can help out by sending a 1-minute or less video telling everyone who you are and why you are you. See the e-news for how to submit your video to our AV technician and digital media coordinator, Mo Hurst. The Unfish Fry is coming. Our annual open to the public vegetarian fish fry will be Friday, February 23rd, and we do need your help. There are lots of ways to help, from cooking at church to baking at home, from selling tickets to washing dishes and cleaning up. Please join the fun. Being part of the Unfish Fry crew is a great way for new or long-term members to get to know people. See the e-news to sign up. Finally, fresh flowers on Sunday morning are a lovely way to honor a member or celebrate an event here at the church. There are many Sundays available this spring. See Dottie Kinsher to donate or email her at flowers@firstUUSt.Louis.org. Welcome to this religious community where we affirm the dignity and freedom of all who enter. Here, we seek to live together in relationship and respect so that we may embrace and celebrate our differences. Our religious and values invite us to a shared journey of truth and meaning. Sincerity and connection guide our religious community and call us into deeper association with ourselves and our world. Welcome. We are glad you're a part of our community this morning. Now, please enjoy Elevation by Francois Couperin, performed by our music director, Earl Naylor.
Good morning. I am the Reverend Kim Mason, she, her, hers, and I serve this congregation as your minister. Our theme for the month of January is liberating love. I call us into worship with words from the Reverend Sean Parker Dennison. To invoke love is to never know if it will come softly, like the nuzzle of a beloved dog, or pounce right on your chest with the strength of a lioness, protecting her cub, her pride, her homeland. To invoke love is to take the risk of inviting chaos to visit the spaces you spent so much time making tidy, and watch as the breath of life scatters everything you have only just folded and put away. To invoke love is to allow for the possibility that your words and actions might become so empowered that you can no longer believe in apathy or the self-righteous idea that nothing can change. To invoke love is to give up self-depreciation, false humility, pride, to give up considering yourself unworthy, but instead to know yourself worthy and made whole, willing to encounter love that will never let us let each other go. To invoke love is to guard against assumptions, to take care with our words and practice forgiveness. Not as an ethereal ideal, but right here in the messy midst of our imperfect lives. To invoke love is to approach each day and every person with wonder, anticipating love's arrival. Is this the moment? Is this love's grand entrance? Is this person the embodiment of love? Am I? To invoke love is to play the fool, the one more concerned with loving than with appearances or reputation, the one ready and willing and able to be vulnerable, abandoning anything that gets in love's way. To invoke love is to be ready to become love, here, now, in everything we do. Are you ready? That we might begin, I invite you to rise as you are willing and able and join in our hymn of the month, number 299, Make Channels for Streams of Love.
Today's chalice reading comes from James Villa Blake. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Good morning, everyone. Ooh.
Good morning, story time.
He said, good morning, story time. Okay. My name is Danielle Kazumchek, and I'm the Director of Religious Education. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am going to read a story today called Love is Powerful by Heather Dean Brewer and illustrated by Lewin Pham. Mari spilled her crayons onto the table. They made a messy rainbow. "What are we coloring, Mama?" she asked. Mama smiled. "A message for the world." Mari ran to the window and pressed her nose to the glass. Far below, people walked in different directions. Buses, cars, and taxis honked and grumbled down the busy street. Mari asked, "How will the whole world hear?" "They'll hear," Mama said, "because love is powerful." What do you think they're doing? Swimming, okay. All right, okay. At least I got an answer, you know. Mari climbed into her mama's lap. The crayon smelled sharp and new. Mama used one to write some letters. Even though Mama's words stretched across the poster, they would be too small for the whole world to read, Mari thought. Mari picked up a crayon as she made her own sign. She imagined her friends in their apartments across the city. She imagined Grandma and Grandpa, a plane ride away, and all the people in other countries. Mari wondered, how will the whole world see our message? Mama hugged her close. "They'll see," she said, "because love is powerful." Mama handed her a coat, and they both laced up their shoes. Mari tucked posters under an arm and held Mama's hand with the other. They slipped through the elevator doors, down, down, down they went, all the way to the lobby. Mari hopped onto the sidewalk, then stopped and looked up. The street was packed with people, more people than she'd ever seen in her entire life. Mari tugged on Mama's arm to ask her to kneel down. Then she whispered in Mama's ear, "Mama, it's so loud and there's so many people. They won't hear our message." Mama said, "They will, little Mari." Mama lifted Mari up, and for a moment she felt like she was flying. On top of Mama's shoulders, Mari could see the crowd swell for blocks. Hundreds, and thousands and even hundreds of thousands of people marching down the street. What do you think's going on? You think they're still swimming? He says it's Martin Luther King Day. Okay. Some held signs like Mari's, all saying different things. Everyone cheered as they walked together. Sorry, it's probably me. All right. Everyone cheered as they walked together. Mama joined them. Mari bobbed above the crowd like a canary fluttering over the trees. She felt as tall as one of the buildings. Mari raised her sign for everyone to see, even though she was small and the crowd was very big, so big she didn't think anyone would hear. So she called out her message. Through the roar, her voice was heard, and someone shouted the message back. Mari yelled again, and more people joined in. Look at that. Again, she yelled the message, and this time, when the crowd called back, Mari's message rumbled down the street and echoed off the buildings. It was as loud as breaking waves. Love is powerful. And that's a picture of the real Mari, and she's at the Women's March in 2017, which some of you may remember. This one's in New York. She's super, super small. She was back then, but that was a while ago, about 6 years. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and sing the children out to their classes.
Each week, we bring our joys and celebrations, sorrows and concerns with us to this community. The love of this community supports us through the challenges and triumphs of life. Now is the time in our service when we connect with one another by sharing our sorrows and concerns. In our community, we offer our condolences to Steve and Denise Jacobson on the recent death of Denise's brother, Gerard. And we send healing thoughts to choir director Joel Knapp's wife, Deanna, who was recently diagnosed with lung cancer. In our community, we hold the concern for a friend struggling with mental health, and we worry over the disruption and fear of a family member's worsening dementia. We hold these concerns with tenderness and compassion. May they be lighter because they are shared. As a community, we also share our joys and celebrations with one another. This morning, we celebrate a new dog that has joined a household. I'm still waiting for puppy pictures. Oh, you can't send them to Joys and Concerns. All right. Fair enough. A member of our community is celebrating a 33rd birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. We share the joy of love and support of a partner and cats during a difficult time. And we are happy for a husband who has received special recognition today. Congratulations. We hold these joys with gladness and celebration. May they be magnified because they are shared. Our prayer this morning is going to be a little different. Rather than singing when the prayer is finished, we're going to sing interspersed with the prayer. And to do so, we're going to learn a new song. Sadly, the insert did not make it into the order of service, but the words are there, and they will also be on your screen. The good news is the song is really easy. It has 3 parts, but when we sing it later, you're going to get to choose the part that you like the best. The song is sung a cappella, and the first part is a drone. The words are breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Y'all are great. The second part is a melody. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. The third part is a descant. The same words, sung a little bit differently. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. During the prayer, I will pause so that we each might sing together the melody line. When the prayer is over, we will sing all 3 parts together, believe it or not, at the same time. You're going to pick the part that you like the best. I'll start with the drone and then we'll continue. So that melody line was, when I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. Y'all are great. With many joys and concerns remaining unspoken in our hearts and minds, please join me in a spirit of prayer and mindful attention. Spirit of life and love, holy within and among us, we are grateful for community, for being together and inspiring one another. When challenged by the world around us, when pushed by circumstances beyond our control, we celebrate our shared strength. Together we sing. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. Spirit of life, source of liberation, we bear witness to the grief of the world. Our hearts break for our nation and other nations, for our city and other cities, for our neighbors, and for ourselves. We see the pain and struggle and loss all around. We hold one another with compassion. Together we sing. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. Spirit of love, source of hope, we are building a future beyond the binary of either or, this or that, mine or yours. We are laying a path of mutuality. witnessing the need and drawing on the strength of community, we offer a new way, one of peace, of hope and freedom and liberation, rooted in love. Together we sing. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. Amen. And blessed be. And we sing together. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and pick your part. Breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe
comes from the 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 to 8. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable. It keeps no record of wrongs. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. But as for prophecies, they will come to an end. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will come to an end. Our second reading is If Bell Hooks Wrote 1 Corinthians by Tess Baumberger. Love is caring, affectionate, and loyal. It recognizes, knows, and respects the other. Love is committed and trusting. Love takes the risk of loving. Love is never hurtful, abusive, or neglectful. Love, it does not coerce or dominate. Neither does it spoil or overindulge. Love is ethical, accountable, and responsible. Love does not lie to avoid conflict or to manipulate. Love does not lie to trick or deceive. Love is open and honest, but with a positive slant. Love lives with integrity that wills cooperation. Though it is satisfying to love, love is not about getting one's needs met, nor solely about meeting others' needs. True love is made of mutuality. Love is a generous giver, and in giving, it learns to receive. Love places another's interest on the same footing as our own. Love is not so much a feeling as it is an action, a continuing active choice to nurture another's well-being. There can be no love without justice and equality. Therefore, love requires that we subvert patriarchy, white supremacy, consumerism, ableism, anti-queerness, and all other forms of oppression. This was based on Bell Hooks' All About Love, love song to the nation.
The First Unitarian Church of St. Louis strives to be a welcoming congregation, inspiring lives of loving kindness and integrity by nurturing spirituality, building community, and advancing justice. One of the ways we do this is by sharing the plate. All non-pledged donations received this morning will go towards Gateway Music Outreach. Gateway Music Outreach's mission is to open the doors of opportunity for personal, social, and scholastic advancement of youth through music. Gateway Music Outreach provides access to affordable, quality instrumental and music programming for underserved youth in the St. Louis metropolitan area. Since their incorporation in 2017, Gateway Music Outreach has provided programming to over 250 students, where more than 90% of the students in their programs were provided access to instrumental instruction for the first time. This morning's offering will now be received. Once again, our music program is a gift. That was a pickup song that they just grabbed together and whipped up on Wednesday. Or today! Today! For the gift of music, for your gifts today and every day. Thank you. Tina Turner's only #1 single was released in 1984. In it, a cynical Turner belts out a question. What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? What's love got to do with it? I could simply say everything, but let's back up a little bit. What exactly is love? Any ideas? Connection? Acceptance? Commitment? Action, caring. It's a verb, not a feeling. There we go. In his famous self-help book, The Road Less Traveled, psychiatrist M. Scott Peck wrote, "Love is as love does. Love is an act of will, namely both an intention and an action. Will also implies choice. We do not have to love. We choose to love." He then defines love as, quote, "the will to extend oneself to nurture our own and another's spiritual growth." The will to nurture our own and another's spiritual growth. I wonder how that would change marriage vows if instead of love, honor, and respect, we said, honor, respect, and nurture one another's spiritual growth. Acknowledging that not all folks embrace and use the word spiritual, author Bell Hooks uses this definition of love in her seminal text, All About Love. She explains, an individual does not have to be a believer in religion to embrace the idea that there is an animating principle of self, a life force, some may call it soul, that when nurtured, enhances our capacity to be more fully self-actualized and able to engage in communion with the world around us. So love is, 1, helping ourselves and others be our fullest and healthiest selves, while 2, flourishing in community. That's easy. To truly love, says Hooks, we must learn to mix various ingredients: care, affection, recognition, respect, commitment and trust, as well as honest and open communication. Such a definition, she asserts, clearly excludes the possibility of hurt, domination, or abuse. And here's where it gets sticky. Because the world is full of hurt, abuse, and domination, whether interpersonal, cultural, or systemic. This is why, says Hooks, we need an ethic of love. Culturally, writes Hooks, all spheres of American life, politics, religion, the workplace, domestic households, intimate partnerships, should and could have as their foundation a love ethic. A love ethic presupposes that everyone has the right to be free, to live fully and well. What's love got to do with it? Everything. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? We all do. We all do because our humanity demands it. So that when we witness pain and suffering, when we witness injustice and oppression, we can respond with a love that nurtures and heals our own hearts and others. Our hearts being continuously broken mean we are alive. A broken heart means we are present and able to choose how we respond, able to choose love. In his 2006 Berry Street essay, What Torture Taught Me, former Amnesty International president and former president of both the UUA and the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, the Reverend Bill Scholes describes bearing witness to the terrible atrocities of torture, both in the U.S. and abroad. Heartbroken by all he witnessed and wrestling with liberal theology, Scholes asked, "Is the worth and dignity of every person inherent?" No. Inherency is a construct. Each of us has to be assigned worth. It does not automatically come. So who does the assigning of worth? He asks. Scholes offers three possibilities: divinity, natural law, or pragmatic consensus. I wish we could get everybody to agree on the first two, says Scholes, but the philosophical and religious clashes that have raged unceasingly and often violently since the birth of civilization prove that we cannot. So we are left with public opinion. Global public opinion, but public opinion. Who assigns worth? We do. When we affirm that everyone has inherent worth and dignity, then they do. It's self-fulfilling. By agreeing to it, we make it real. By acting into it, we make it real. Scholes says, human rights are whatever the international community, through its various declarations, covenants, treaties, and conventions, say they are. And he continues, this means that our job as religious people, as builders of the blessed community, is tougher and more important than ever. For if we can't rely on the inherency of human worth and dignity, if we have to assign worth, then we must confront those who would reserve worth to only a few. We must confront those who would reserve worth for only a few. He's saying, it's not automatic. We make it real. And our job is to continue to make it real. What Scholes is describing is a love ethic. As builders of the beloved community, our job is to respond with love, to affirm the right to be free and live fully and well. In our Unitarian and Universalist heritages, our religious ancestors believed in a loving God that wanted us to survive and thrive. Through time and the evolution of belief, that loving God has in many places come to be referred to in a shorthand simply as love with a capital L. Whether you mean love as a benevolent God or love as the will to nurture the fullness and flourishing of all, it is easy to question the existence of love when we witness war and torture, poverty and hate. In her poem, What They Did Last Night, Welsh poet Warsan Shire lamented, "I held an atlas in my lap, ran my fingers across the whole world, and whispered, 'Where does it hurt?' It answered, 'Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere.'" What's love got to do with it? Everything, everything, everything. Wherever you land on the existence of a higher power, it is within our power to make love real. When the world is hurting, love offers solace, shows up in solidarity, advocates with courage and spirit. Love, like worth and dignity, exists when we give it, when we share it, when we act it out in the world. Love is not a noun, it's a verb. Love is not a thing, not an amorphous feeling, it is an action. We make love real in the world through our choices. Love exists because we bring it into being with our actions. Bell Hook's ethic of love is a description of how to act love into existence, in which love overpowers fear. In the ethic of love, community is necessary. Drawing on the work of M. Scott Peck, Hooks defines community as a group of people with deep connections, quote, "who have learned to communicate honestly and are committed to rejoice together, mourn together, and make others' conditions our own." Sure sounds like church to me. Living by a love ethic, we learn to value loyalty and a commitment to sustained bonds over material advancement, writes Hooks. The new proposed UUA values, with love at the center, are also a love ethic, a recipe for how we bring love into being in the world. We make love real by creating communities that are pluralistic, interdependent, generous, equitable, just, and transformative. Through community, rooted in an ethic of love, we have the power to dismantle systems of dominance and oppression. We have the ability to resist authoritarianism and cast a new vision for the future. One where success is measured by metrics such as access to housing and healthcare, education and opportunity, rather than profit margins and stock prices. Where success is measured not by fear and revenge, but by relationships of care and reciprocity. Where success is measured by love. By cups of coffee shared in fellowship hall, by truths shared in covenant groups, and spoken out loud with quavering voices. in bridges built with our neighbors and other nations, in tears shed for oppressive laws and unjust deaths mourned in witness, where success is measured by love lived boldly and out loud. Lest you think I am naive or overly optimistic, let me tell you a story, a true story. It's one I've told before, but it's also one I return to again and again. On July 27th, 2008, people gathered in the sanctuary of the Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church in Knoxville, Tennessee, to watch the children and youth of the congregation present the musical Annie Jr. Suddenly, a shot rang out. Then more. At first, many thought the noise was part of the musical, but they quickly realized there was a gunman in the sanctuary. Some ran from the room, others threw themselves and their children under pews. One of the ushers that morning, Greg McKendry, moved to shield others and was shot and killed. The gunman wounded several other adults, including Linda Krager, a visitor from a neighboring UU congregation, who later died of her wounds. People in the sanctuary tackled and subdued the gunman. The police arrived and took the gunman into custody. A witness said, "Everybody did exactly what they needed to do. There was very little panic, very little screaming or hysteria. It's a remarkable congregation of people. I've never seen such a loving response to such an overwhelming tragedy." You can find the news stories from that time all over the internet. There's even a Wikipedia page. But there is one thing that never gets mentioned in any of those stories. When it came time for the district attorney to prosecute the case, he asked the congregation if they wanted it to be a capital trial, whether the congregation wanted him to ask for the death penalty. United, the congregation opposed the death penalty. And in early 2009, the gunman pled guilty to 2 counts of murder and 6 counts of attempted murder and was sentenced to life in prison. Through their actions, the Tennessee Valley UU Church chose love, affirming the words that they say every Sunday. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This is our great covenant. What's love got to do with it? Everything, everything, everything. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Everyone, everyone, everyone. Who makes love real? We do. We do. We do. When we put love at the center, we are casting a vision of a world rooted in care, affection, recognition, respect, commitment, and trust, with honest and open communication. Love is powerful. It is a verb, an intention, and an action. And friends, here we choose love. Please rise, embody your spirit for our closing hymn, a song about the ways that we choose love. The words are not in your order of service, but they will be up here on the screen. Number 1014, Answering the Call of Love. Some unknown wise person said this: love is a circle whose center is everywhere and circumference nowhere. Friends, love is here. And together, we choose love again and again and again. Amen. Blessed be, and go in peace. Please stay for the postlude, and when it ends, as your final act of worship, please turn and greet your neighbor.